Welcome to the intermediate Stoked clinic. First one went off pretty well. Same thing, we had a big group size. The thing with these clinics is that they are group teaching based. So, you know, there's going to be stronger ones, weaker ones, different clients that have different needs. And we're going to just do our best here as a group to make sure that everybody has a good time. We leave here as a group and we come back as a group is my #1 goal. Safety obviously is the biggest thing, especially, you know, with this new snow. We'll let Finn touch on that a little bit later, but just like heads up, you know, keep your head up out of the dash, be aware of your surroundings. And as we're terrain traveling, my biggest request is just don't squirrel off. Like if it looks like it's fun to go and ride, get on the radio, get a hold of myself or Finn or Ben. Especially right now, the aviation conditions are pretty spicy out there. So we just want to make sure that everybody can travel to and from our practice areas safely, and that we can effectively use the terrain that we're given, and everybody kind of is able to get a fair chance to learn and succeed. Dude, today was freaking chaotic at the shop. It just stormed like close to, I'm gonna say 40 centimeters in town in 24 hours. And everybody is just hyped. We got 12 clients in the intermediate clinic today. The shop was buzzing, rentals were going out. And then all of a sudden it just like came out from morning meeting, Bluebird. This is a recipe of a good time. High avalanche danger, obviously right now, fresh snow on top of a bit of a hoarfrost layer. So these clients are going to learn a lot today about terrain travel, you know, how to read terrain, what to look for, dangers, and you know, I'm going to try and teach them how to be better snowmobilers all the way across the board.
Here you go.
Pay me back for bringing that Turcotte to town.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You should have left it on the fucking highway.
See you, buddy. Yeah. Special delivery. Yeah. Uber Eats, dude. Yeah, we're all checked in, dude. We're gonna maybe group up some Polaris's on the 7S and then start making our way to the Alpine. Yeah, we're just traveling. We're at the start of the front part of the boulder here. We're gonna work our way to the back, try and get away from the tracks. I mean, there's massive crews in here just pounding this place. And so we're gonna go try and find our own little territory. Get it?
Usual power play antics going. Get out here, everyone just scatters, so we've got to go pull some skis. It's going to be good though, like the drought's over. We're stoked.
A little change in the household name, but ain't too much change. We in the game, yo, but not to be vain. I refrain from salt grains to season up my name. We entertain for a mutual gain from close range. Steady aim, my drum at your head to hit the brain. I'm labor ready, roll scholar for the dollar. Work for mines, pay me by the hour.
I was just joking around, dude, but I might be like kind of serious in the sense that it's like, it's almost too deep to be teaching. But we'll get a highway pounded in and then head into the back. Get out of the wind, it's windy right now. We got this weird wind effect in the snowpack, making it difficult. So hopefully we can get over there and it's nice and blower and dry and fluffy. We'll make a highway for these guys.
Well, it's the verbal Herman monster, the word enhancer, sick of phony mobsters, controlling the dance floor. I'm in them dark places, catch you when you start naked. Your heart races as we poke you for your chart spaces. Then taunt faces me bringing these hot styles through. Some of you bum a few cheers from shock value. Word power can plow through acres of cornfields. Paragraphs cut like warm steel, perform ill.
We have this open slope behind us and you can kind of see there's like a pillow in the middle of it. But what I was thinking is that this would be a good spot to practice the switchback exercise and kind of just get our feet wet with side hill in each direction and being able to make a direction change on slope. So I'll go put a track in, kind of like think of it as a slalom track. And what I'd like to see is you guys be able to follow that track, you know, utilizing my track for traction to get you up the hill. I may not even make it on my first go. Like I might need to go off the top and then set a track, you know. But this is just a good drill to get used to getting from side to side on the snowmobile and effectively making those turns. So I'll put a track in and then one by one we want to just try and copy that line. Good luck. I didn't have to do any crazy like hop over maneuvers to get there. I kind of did like the two-step, which I call the two-step like just getting over and then stepping off. You know what I mean? I didn't have to do anything crazy like this. Save that shit for Instagram. We use this. Like I use the two-step technique when it gets really gnarly and it's usually steep and I don't want to fuck up. So if you guys want to go one at a time, start on this right side, trend left, come back right, trend left, then exit out the top. Just going for like a fairly advanced move right off the bat. They had some train travel, some stucks. Now we're gonna get them warm. Whoop. Almost had her, dude. It was starting to swing around and then you seen me and looked uphill and then it came that way. That's all good. I was staring down the
Well,
down the barrel.
That's the steepest turn I've done in my life, so we're good.
Oh. Hey man, that's why you're in this stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
2. 1, 2, 3. What?
Oh yeah.
If you can, try and get on edge and make that left-hand turn. Over the top. Only one ski pull and he got over the top. Oh! Yeah, nice job, Eric. It's gonna be like a 6,000 or 9,000 calorie day, I think.
That's a mod sled shit
That's
right
the
there.
mod sled, yeah. 250 horsepower of just straight up and go. You guys happy? You can push farther to the looker's left and then get swung. You don't have to come up the steep wall if you don't. Oh! That RMK almost went swimming, Stephen.
You alright?
Maybe if we get it chewed up enough, the hill will become easier. You get all this wind pocket out of here. I'm glad that you just made the hill, you know? Great job.
Up.
Yeah, we're gonna go a little bit less of an advance. So on the snow quality is really inconsistent right now, so it's making it quite a bit more difficult than what it actually should be. That's all right. We'll just find a little bit less difficult hill and put them on it and let them succeed. Can't let them fail all day. the things that I want to do, just and based off of like what I seen, is just go do single direction side hills on this slope right over here. I'm gonna go and test cut it to try and get it to rip because I don't want you guys to be on there if it slides. But basically what I seen was like a little bit of fumbling, getting 1 foot back over to the other side, and that transition period when and why. So what I'd like to do is just get comfortable with being on one side at a time and just carrying just enough speed to be in perfect control, but not slow enough that you're just getting stuck mid-slope going across from left to right. And then once we get that sort of hammered out, we'll find a slope that we can go from right to left, and then we'll get back to this where we're linking them, right? This one was pretty flat, not super committed side hill, but you did have to be fast with your feet to get over. And I've seen a couple people bring their feet across through the front, so I want to try and like correct that bad habit before it turns into a thing. I did see a couple people also just like throughout the day, and I can't remember who it was, but it registered in my brain. I watched one rider, they were working across the side hill like this, and they got uncomfortable and they couldn't see because they couldn't see. And the first thing they did is lean on the seat, and they rolled the sled over, and it was like kind of sort of half stuck. Typically in my intermediate clinics, if I see a knee hit the seat and it flips the sled over, the first thing I do is make that guy do 10 push-ups off the side of his sled, because it's just like, you did that to yourself, now you got a bit of a punishment coming. So after a few amount of push-ups, you're probably not going to put your knee on the seat anymore, because look at what the knee on the seat does. Put that trigger right out. Right? So just to trying to correct the nasty habits. What do you want? You want to go to the top of that thing and roll test that and try and get it to run?
Yeah, I'll just roll right down it.
Yeah. Because then I want to, if it's good to go, then I want to get those guys going left to right on it.
Perfect.
Yeah. And he's right at the weakest point of the hill, right? This convex roll right there. Typically when it's gonna run, it'll be on the edge of that convex roll. God, that looks insanely good over there.
Too bad you gotta work such nice snow.
I know.
I'll second the thumbs up.
Yeah? Pretty good?
There's snow. Yeah.
There's snow?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those tracks for traction, and then turn right and get onto a side hill on that slope, right? So remember, it's really deep out there. So get your sled perpendicular on the slope before you commit to getting it over to on edge, right? Like if you're at all pointed uphill, it's going to be a very uphill battle for the entire day for you. So make sure you get that turn, and then you get into that transition. Like that turn is going to happen. You're going to be facing the way that I am now. You're going to be turning right. As you're turning right, you're going to transfer your weight over, get your leg, and do the two-step, and then get into that wrong foot forward. Stand strong on the stance leg, and apply that pressure through the running board. That's what's allowing the track to bite. And if your back end was saying, like what Jason was asking, if your back end starts to swing, that means you have your foot too far back. Move it forward a little bit on the board and get that ski to bite, so that the ski is the leading edge going across the side hill.
Yeah, we're just wrapping up some lunchtime festivities here. Gonna go work on some more skills. The snow is so good that I don't want to burn too much daylight having lunch, but we got some hot sandwiches coming off the pipes and some pretty motivated people that want to go burn some gas. So got some side hill action here. I did hear some rumblings of bow ties or re-entries, so see what the terrain's gonna give us here. Keep working on the group. If we can fluently get some switchbacks going, that's like the stepping stone into a hop over. So we're gonna try and find a slope similar to this one, and yeah, just repetition at this point. You guys all seem to have fairly decent edge control, so I'm not too worried about diving too deep into side hill technique, but certainly that transition during a switchback is going to be something that we could all work on. So we kind of touched on it a little bit at the start when we were trying to do the switchback on that steeper hill, but here's a little bit more of a mellow version of that. What I'm trying to accomplish in getting you guys comfortable with getting the switchback from one side hill to the other is that's the stepping stone into like a hop over. So in steeper terrain, that switchback naturally kind of turns itself into a hop over, because when you make the transition and you drop your weight back on the running board, the skis want to tend to lift, and it sort of lifts and plants. But in this exercise, we're just going to be wrong foot forward one direction. We're going to drop our weight to the rear part of the snowmobile to get the back end to swing, and we're going to actually turn in the direction that we want to go. And when we've completed most of the turn, that's when you kind of do the two-step and get yourself over to the other side. So we're going to start going left to right, so we're going to go like this. Now as I get to where I want to make my turn, my foot's going to drop back on the running board and push the track out and around. And as that happens and I get pointed back going the opposite direction, I'll do my two-step and I'll get myself set up. I'll get myself set up to go back the opposite direction. It's just getting fluid and being able to get from one side hill edge to the other. And it doesn't need to be like this hop over tight turn, but like I said, that is that stepping stone to get there. And I would really like for you guys to focus on like speed control and using the track that's in front of you. Like there's this massive slope in front of us. Well, what I'd like for you guys to do is create like as skinny of a line as you can. Like try and get in that track and stay there, right? Try not to wander off too far from the from the track, because there's something to be said about being able to maintain a line in someone else's track. So I'll try and put in, I'll try to put in a nice track for you guys. Obviously it's deep. I'm just gonna have to do what my snowmobile is capable of right now, and we'll just work this slope. My goal is by the end of the day I have a couple of guys over on this steep slope right here practicing hopovers. So for the next little bit, this will be our home. So if you guys can, try and maintain that same track that I put in. I mean, obviously do your best with what you got to work with, but that track, for one, can be a bench to keep yourself level, and for two, could be a traction device to keep your momentum. But if you get off into that soft stuff, you better be grabbing a handful of throttle because it's deep over there. All right. Eric, you ever, bud?
Keep on jubilating. Keep on jubilating. Keep on jubilating. 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 Maybe you don't understand it, but if you're not a true man, you got the ball and how of the town, and that's what I call jubilating. You come Mary, look for Mary, she gon' juggle tonight. Here come Louis, works in the sewer, Lord, he gon' juggle tonight. Keep on juggling, keep on juggling, keep on juggling, 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 juggling.
Yeah, the entire crew is, I mean, the progressing. It's tough to progress when the snow's so good that you just want to shred all the time. But, yeah, just doing a little switchback technique here to get the guys comfortable and the girl comfortable with, you know, side hilling one direction and then the other. And then from this, we might take some of the stronger guys and get a little bit of hop over practice. And the other group, I think we're going to do downhill J-hook. And then that should be it for day one. Any takers on trying hopovers?
I'll fucking try.
Yeah. The guys that want to try hopovers, I'm going to take over to that slope. Hey Finn, you want to get the rest of the group doing a downhill J-hook around that tree? Initial maneuver to have in your back pocket if you're dropping into a new zone, or if you're dropping into something that you're not quite sure of, and you peek over the edge, you're like, oh, that looks terrible, I don't want to go there. So the move actually is you're going to come above the tree, you'll actually get over to wrong foot forward, you'll give it a blip of the throttle and some counter steer and get it up on edge, and then you almost come to a stop, right? And then once you're on edge, you can kind of walk your way down towards the tree, and you get under the tree, you start looking where you want to exit out, and you steer that direction while you give it throttle, and you let the back end pivot around. So I'll go put a track in and kind of show you guys what I mean. You get that, Megan? Okay. And once I got the sled to start pivoting, I committed to the throttle to get it to pull me back up the hill, because that's the direction that my skis were going. While I'm in the middle of that turn, I'm dropping my weight to the back of the sled to give it traction to hook up and get going. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Sweet. You guys could have at her there one at a time. Where's my bow tie or my hop over guy?
Keep on choosing. Keep on choosing. Keep on choosing. 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 If you can choose it, you can refuse it. Y'all been choosing tonight. Wanna take a piss right from the get-go. You gotta choose tonight. Keep on choosing. Keep on choosing. Keep on choosing.
Alright guys, as you can imagine, this is probably like one of the more advanced moves of this clinic. Typically, the success rate on the first attempts is almost zero, including myself. I mean, I do them better in must-do situations than I do when I'm trying to teach them. So, that being said, it's a difficult move that can be made easy as long as you follow the instructions or the steps and you understand the concept of what we're trying to accomplish with the hop over. So you're gonna come in wrong foot forward, right? And you're gonna turn into the slope, very similar like how I was just instructing with the J-hook. You turn into the slope and you create resistance in the front of the snowmobile by turning up slope. And I actually pull back really hard in the midst of that turn to try and get the front end to swing up, and it gets unweighted. And when I do the hop over, I physically don't hop over the seat. I let my legs swing around the back over the top of my tunnel bag. And I use the handlebars as like a pendulum swing, right? So because it's so deep, I think that it's gonna be pretty difficult. We're gonna need to maintain a lot of momentum, and all you can do is try your best. So when you're ready to initiate that turn, drop your foot to the back part of the running board. You want that back end to wash really hard and then hook up and get the skis to feel light. When the skis start to feel light and you feel the energy transfer go from one side to the other, that's when it's time to make the hop. If you hop too early, you start to make the turn, you hop early and the sled rolls to the high side of the snow, and you end up sort of like in this awkward stuck. And if you hop too late, which is better, if you hop too late, the sled makes its turn and you you almost overshoot and you land like up on the snow, right? 9 times out of 10, everybody hops too early. So be patient with it. Like when you feel like you're in the pocket, and I call the pocket that spot where the skis get light and the sled's hooking up. When you get in the pocket, give yourself an extra half a second. You're almost creating an intentional wheelie, and then once it's in the wheelie, then swing your legs around the back and get hopped over. So this entire slope would be good for it. The steeper it is, the easier they get. It's kind of a double-edged sword because the steeper that it gets, the more intimidating it is. Right? So, and because it has old tracks in it, use those, the wall of the old tracks to create pop for your skis to lift, right? Yeah. Make sense? I'll toss my helmet on quick and then go see if I can fail one for you. Oh yeah.
Fail to make it look insanely easy.
What's that, sorry?
I said you say you're gonna fail it and then you make it look really easy. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the more chewed up it gets, the easier they'll be, because the fresh snow is like really slippery right now, but once we kind of churn it up, it might get easier. Yeah. But you guys seen how much momentum I had to carry, right? Yeah. Yeah. Like I was going fast. Yeah. Whoever wants to go for it first. I mean, it is slippery, but once we get some of that snow churned up, I think that we'll have a lot better success rate with it. The snow being slippery, like it's spun out on them a whole bunch before this stuff. Oh boy, nice one. Yeah. That wasn't too hard, but this is more a fast ball.
Yeah, we're running a little bit hot tonight. I can barely see the road from the heat coming on. Ease the seat back. She's running, I'm
What do you think the biggest thing is that you learned so far, just on the day one? What do you think the biggest takeaway?
Definitely I need to learn a little bit more control on getting on my side to side. Like
Switchback drill was handy?
Yeah, for sure. That definitely would help because I do find I struggle sometimes with that. So, and then
Everybody has a favorite side or a comfortable side.
yeah. Yeah, so that's helped a lot. And then, I mean, I'm gonna get more comfortable trying these too, but just even watching them, getting like, because I don't get to ride with people that do it a lot. So even like I'm a visual learner sometimes too, just see you guys do it, and like even learning like the way that he got out of that little stuck situation. Like I'm just picking up on some pretty cool little tips and tricks. So.
It's all the little things that you don't get to see on an everyday basis. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, that actually works.
Yeah, totally. So it's pretty cool.
Nice job today. What do you think the biggest takeaway was so far in day one, Lane?
Snow was awesome.
Yeah.
The snow
is
good.
incredible.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, no, everything just kind of scratching the surface on quite a few things, and
Yep.
hopefully get better and better every day.
Just repetition, really, honestly.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Seeing and like learning and hearing and understanding and.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
no.
one of the biggest things I think that we worked on, like you and I one-on-one, was opening up in the cockpit.
That's, still a habit to go back in, but eventually over time.
Right? That's where we talk about the triangle, right? When you get the leg on the bars and
open up.
Open up.
Yeah.
Or leg on the running board, and then hands and hips and everything all facing each other.
Let the sled lead.
Yeah, let the sled lead. It's okay to let the sled lead, and as long as you're controlling the sled will bring you along with it. And that's why I like the one finger on the brake and having that nice open triangle.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
Sweet. Where's your name tag, Jason K?
I forgot it in the truck, you know.
Return clients, they just think they could roll in and I'm gonna remember their name and face.
Yeah.
No, Jason, last year we were in beginner clinic, right?
Yeah.
So we stepped out of beginner clinic. We're here in intermediate now, and how's your day? Good, man.
Really good. Amazing snow.
Yeah, the snow is incredible.
Yeah, improved my confidence this year, not getting stuck as much.
Yeah.
And then just worked on the J hooks. They helped me make sure I looked where I'm going after ride out. And just overall enjoying the snow. It's been pretty good. It's been awesome.
We've been spoiled today for sure. Jason, like I said, came out of a beginner clinic last year. Were you on your own last year or rental?
Rental.
Yeah, so
twice.
Rental twice now, back-to-back rentals with the clinics. So
hopefully my wife buys me a new sled.
Hey, nice. That's what I'm talking about. And yeah, dude, just like, I mean, even from the outside looking in, like I can see your confidence just expanding every time that we like move from zone to zone. I mean, I remember last year there was some struggles. The snow was not quite as good as it is today, but it wasn't far off. And yeah, certainly a lot less hang-ups today. So
yeah, it's been awesome.
I'd say you're making good progress.
Yeah, man. Thanks. It's been
Keep
great.
crushing it.
Thanks, man.
You guys did see the difficulty, and I explained it right at the very start. Like, I mean, the snow is deep right now, so the learning feels a lot like failing. But I promise you that, like, we are actually all learning as a group. I'm learning how to teach in conditions like this. You guys are learning how to manage terrain and how to, I mean, work the snowmobile in snow like this. That last one with the hopovers, like, probably the worst snow to be learning them in, honestly. There's just not much traction there. It's super slippery, super deep and hollow. But I did see some successes in there. So nice job on that for the guys that got them. And the J-hook looked good. Tomorrow's a new day. We're just going to take what we learned with today and build off of that and just keep hammering the snow until we're tired and time to go home. Sweet. Well, let's head to the trucks. All right, we're here in Revelstoke, day 2 intermediate clinic with Stoked Mountain Adventures. The skies have broken and the gods have spoken. We get fresh pow and sunshine. So yeah, pretty good group yesterday. Honestly, the snow is so deep that we were all in survival mode, including myself. Expanding my knowledge and showing people a good time, you know, what this sport's all about. I feel like we succeeded in that yesterday, and day 2 is just another chance to go and do it all over again. Influencers in the wild here at Frisbee Park a lot today. Not me. over here in this right-hand corner, there's like a nice spot where it doesn't have much for tracks in it. But that being said, I also thought that this might be a good spot to practice some slow controlled side hill edge control and then turning downhill and coming back this direction. I mean, it's a little less shallow or a little less deep than yesterday, which for me is better to instruct and teach on. But maybe let's try and use up this little pocket right here, get on edge, and just work our way across there without being wide open and trying to get across it fast. We'll use a throttle blip and a brake catch, and what that consists of is exactly how it sounds. I'll kind of show you, and we'll get on edge, and I just want to see how well we can maintain that edge control across this slope without having to try and fight the sled from rolling down, just to get a common understanding of like where you guys are at with understanding when to add or subtract counter steer and how your foot placement is doing. Sound good? Excellent. The blip and catch that you guys hear me refer to is I'll get my body over to wrong foot forward and I'll give the throttle like a good shot, but I'll catch myself with the brakes so that I can actually stop while I'm on the side hill, and then I'll work my way across there. And if the back end is starting to drop, then I'll move my foot forward, and if it feels like I got lots of traction, I'll actually try and trend to the back of the snowmobile, because the farther back your foot is, typically you can go slower, right? Because you're giving it more traction. Dude, the group's looking good. You know what's looking even better? The friggin' snow in the sun, dude. Yeah. We are getting spoiled with it today. But yeah, pretty awesome friggin' side hill exercise. Looked good.
The night. All the people that you see in the night, and all the dreams up into the eye. The winter freezes are setting aside away at night. Going out. Can you see the jacket flying out?
Oh, hey.
What up?
I was just over there counting how many stucks we could get in one spot.
What was the number?
95% of the group. I think that there was like 8 guys stuck. We have 11 in total.
A few of them did pretty good though.
Yeah. They're just pumped. The snow is good, so they're just getting after it.
I made myself quite a hole.
I seen that. It's worth it, don't forget it. If you're not here, say me. So I watched, which skidoo was it? It was you, Ken, right? Yeah. I watched Ken go up there and do a real sick wheelie turn, and it's kind of sparked an idea. Is that something that we could teach right here? Because it's a short, steep pitch, and I feel pretty safe about it. So the wheelie turn comes in handy when we're climbing steep stuff and we don't have a ton of time or a ton of room to turn around on, right? And say we start losing momentum and we need to turn around in a quick manner. I'll actually let out of the throttle a little bit and then get on it to get the sled to trench in. And I'll pull back and I'll look over either my left or my right shoulder, depending on which way the sled is sort of trending to begin with, right? If it's going right, don't try and go left. It just doesn't work. Like if it's going right, just get in control of it and bring it hard right. It doesn't work if it's going right and you're trying to do it left. You end up doing this weird zigzag thing and it turns into a bit of an ordeal. So if you guys watch how I'll do it and listen, like you'll hear me let off and then snap a great big handful of throttle and I'll pull back. And like I was explaining this morning, I'll look in the direction that I want my skis to land. All good? right, we had a good little amount of fun here. We got the guys and the girls doing some re-entries on slope. While they were doing that, I went off on a little bit of a side quest and tried to get like a flip 270 in the bag. I got one kind of small one that worked out okay, and then I kept trying to get some bigger ones, and yeah, just not quite enough pop. We had a little incident in a tree, had some lunch, nice hot lunch after that re-entry session. So I think next plan is to go up the valley here behind me. I found a nice little pocket of snow, and go keep pushing the limits of this group here.
Yeah, what do you think of the 2 days so far?
It's been good. Been bluebird 2 days, so that's pretty rare. Course has been good. Learned a few things. Just got to execute them a little better, but that's part of the course. So
It's definitely a little bit of a tough weekend.
Yeah.
With the snow and yeah.
Deep snow, icy conditions in some areas. So some of the terrain's a little bit difficult than others. So we're in these little gullies, so it's nice and filled in now. So it's easy to do our techniques.
Yeah, the last 2 days have been fantastic. Lots of snow, lots of hidden gems if you're not going in quick enough. You got to be on the gas pretty fast. Definitely learning my foot techniques is the main thing. Is like foot forward, foot back, depending on where the sled's at. But yeah, it's been a good 2 days of learning, that's for sure.
How was that?
Oh, awesome. Learned some, the proper way to do things when I've been doing them years just wrong. But, you know, it's hard to like get out of the mind space that like, I've been doing it this long and I've been okay at it. And then to try and like, think about it and be like, oh, that's actually wrong. Yeah, with this tips, it made a lot more sense for somebody to actually like break it down instead of just being like, do this. And yeah, there's a lot of thought actually into it, so pretty cool. All right, we're kind of wrapping things up here. Day 2 of the Stoked Mountain Adventures Intermediate Clinic. Insane sunlight all day.
Probably some of the best powder I've been in all year. And good group of guys and gal that came in, learned a lot, and we actually had a lot of fun just exercising the skills that we worked on here for the last part of the day. Found a nice little step down, did some re-entries on it, worked on some bow ties, and I mean, most of all, we had fun. So if you guys haven't signed up for a clinic yet, I highly suggest it. I'd love to have you guys out, show you my world, and make you a better snowmobiler.